Hi, I'm Tony Bird, Superintendent, Summit School District, and it's an honor to be here with you all. And I have an amazing group of people with us today to talk about physical, intellectual, and emotional safety in a theme that we have in our district called We Belong. So that you can rest assured that when your students or your children come to school, it's a safe place to learn, which is going to lead me to turn to intellectual safety, which, and again, we're talking about physical, intellectual, and emotional safety. I think intellectual, I'll give one little context and pose a question. My view of the world right now is that we're way too polarized. People pick a side, they get entrenched, they put it on social media, and they hunker down and look for facts and support their perspective. And I think through our IB program and through, in general, the way we hope to have our schools run, we want something a little different than that. We want more intellectual safety in schools. So what would you say, Peter, about how IB, International Baccalaureate, supports that and what you think that looks like for our students?
Thanks for including it in the conversation.
Of
I think
course.
it is really important. I think you make a really great point. Like, how do we provide students with intellectual safety? How do we provide them with the tools that they need to be prepared, to know that they can take on what the world brings them? And that's a lot of what the IB program does. The IB program, the way that we teach is that we help students by giving them agency in their learning. We think about what kind of questions they have. We give them choices on how to demonstrate their learning. We seek out context and opportunities for them to really understand why learning is important, and not only why they can, why it's important, but how they can use it. That's really how we structure that, is through inquiry and conceptual learning, right? A real big piece of the International Baccalaureate program is also recognizing and valuing diversity. Diversity in perspectives, diversity in thoughts, diversity in culture, diversity in many different ways. And when we look at the student holistically and we give them the tools to be prepared for kind of whatever life throws at them, right? That ambiguity, that like understanding and confidence and efficacy, that they can not only handle challenges that come out at them, but like can thrive in ambiguous environments, then we give them intellectual safety, right? We allow them to be, we don't allow them, we empower them to be a productive and powerful piece, not only of their own education, but of society in many different levels.
Yeah.
You know, our kids have told us that they want to be prepared, courageous, and curious, right? And those are three things that provide intellectual safety. Like, going at the world with a curious perspective helps you to intake other people's perspectives and learn from them, right? And courageous is something that, like, when you have the tools, you know you have the tools to take on what the world gives you.
Yeah.
Then you feel safer.
Well said, well said. When you think of IB and you think of curiosity and courage and being globally minded, how does IB support us getting to that place where we might actually come together over our differences of perspectives?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do love that all this is together, because I was just thinking about what Brandon was talking, like, we provide safe spaces, and then we provide safe environments, right? We provide safe emotional environments, and I think that's a lot about what IB tries to do, is create the conditions, and our SED work and our physical environment work really create the conditions for kids to be able to collaborate, to explore, to think about other perspectives, right? And it's so deep in sort of how we want our students to engage with learning, to be relevant, right? To make that relevant, to look at different perspectives. And you can't look at different perspectives if you don't have self-awareness, if you don't have personal management skills, right? So proud of, like, a lot of the work that's going on in our schools through groups that are looking into the student experience and saying, where do you feel safe? Where do you feel trusted? And that is really, the International Baccalaureate program really engages people from as young as 7. For example, we or 6. But one of the things that I think is unique to the IB program in the state of Colorado is that all students are given the opportunity to become to learn another language from the age of 7. That's why all of our elementary schools, including dual language, have Spanish language embedded in the curriculum, right? So we're providing students opportunities to understand that like different languages and different cultures and different perspectives exist. And we want to give them the opportunity to bridge those, and not just bridge the differences, but value the differences. So learning another language from as early as 7, which is not required by the state, but it's something we find really important for students to be able to connect, not only and understand how language, how culture brings us together, and also provides a richness to our environment and our learning. There's a ton more, but like that was one example that I thought was really apropos.
No, it completely makes sense.